Hi, I'm David Davis from ActualTech Media. I'm excited to be here at Panzura's corporate headquarters. I'm joined by Mr. Rich Weber, who's the Chief Products Officer for Panzura. How you doing, Rich?
I'm doing great.
Awesome. Well, thanks for being on. We've been talking about who is Panzura, introduce the audience to the company if they're not familiar with that. But in this, video, I want to talk a little bit more about hybrid NAS. So people have heard of hybrid cloud, but they might not have heard of hybrid NAS. And so, why don't you just tell us, what is a hybrid NAS?
Well, for us, it really is a concentration on that unstructured data, right? As companies come up in refresh cycles with their traditional or status quo NAS solutions, what are their opportunities to look towards the cloud? And Panzura really has solutions that allow them to bridge that gap and move into that. And part of that is in our deployment methods. We have 3 deployment methods. One is on-prem, so everywhere you physically have a site today, you can put a Panzura and access that NAS just like it's the primary NAS inside of your data center. Or if you've got it in virtual environment, like a VMware environment, we have a virtual appliance that goes in there. But an important one is in part of that hybrid story, is the in-cloud instance. So for Amazon EC2 or Microsoft Azure, if I'm moving applications, processes, or even VDI into that compute space, I need to have the data that's there. And data has gravity. Moving data into that compute space is usually part of the major prohibitive forces in terms of me going there. With us, wherever you start writing that data, the first thing we do is get the data in the cloud, right? Everything goes to an object sitting in that cloud. But where you access the data becomes a little more ambiguous. It can be on-prem, it can be in my compute space. Now, wherever I access the data, it's the same mount point to the same amount of data, and it's available locally in a very performant way. And that's kind of what we mean by that hybrid NAS, unstructured data, access to it anywhere to go through there.
So a lot of companies, they have this cloud-first initiative where all new applications are going to be in the cloud, and that's great, but applications don't work without data. So what you're saying is you can't have 2 copies of the data. I mean, you need 1 copy of the data, and with Panzura, they could essentially illuminate potentially their local NAS that might be coming up for maintenance. It's very expensive. They've had it a long time. And instead replace that with Panzura and move their data into the public cloud. Am I understanding that right?
Yeah, no, that's exactly what customers are doing with us today. And like I said, there's an opportunistic moment, right? When I come up with a refresh or I come into that expensive support renewal, there's an opportunity to look towards sort of next generation solutions, and that's what Panzura really offers. But like I said, that big thing is it gives them the ability to burst, say if I want to do analytics on my data, if that data is isolated and separated, I've got a huge migration event to go do that and then move it back. For us, the data that I'm recording locally is available to the Panzura in the compute space. I can do analytic processing on it, even writing to that local mount. It's automatically available back to my on-prem locations. So this is kind of what we mean by that hybrid NAS. How do I bridge that gap and make data ubiquitously available in the cloud space? Not only for storage, right? Keeping it there affordably, but how do I make it available even for the compute instances that are running there?
Okay, so it's the best of both worlds, essentially. The end users and the applications are happy, the CIO is happy, we put the data into the cloud, we save some money on our expensive NAS renewal. So yeah, it sounds like a very fascinating solution for a lot of companies out there. For more information, do they just visit panzura.com?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks, Rich.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.